All right, so Dion is building a sand sculpture in the shape of a rectangular pyramid. The pyramid has a base with a length of 10 inches and a width of 12 inches. The height of the pyramid is 14 inches. How many cubic inches of sand does the pyramid hold? So it's a rectangular pyramid. So we're going to start with the formula. Volume equals area of the base times height. Times height divided by 3. Cannot forget that part. It's a pyramid. Now, the base of this pyramid is a rectangle. So instead of area of the base, I can write what? Length times width. Okay. Instead of area of the base, I can put, instead of this capital B, I can put length times width. And then I bring down the H, and then I bring down the division. Okay, so now fill in my numbers. What is the length of the base? Right here, 10 inches. So my length is 10. What's the width? Right here, 12 inches. What's the height of the pyramid? 14. Then we divide by 3. So 10 times 12 is what? 120. Then we do 120 times 14. What is that? 120 times 14. 1,680. So 1,680 divided by 3. What is that? 1,680 divided by 3. Good. So it's 560 inches cubed. So again, we have volume equals area of the base times the height divided by 3. I then gave it some specificity. I brought down, instead of putting just the capital B, I say length times width because my base is a rectangle. Then I brought down the H, which stands for the height of the pyramid. Then we divide by 3 because it's a third of a prism. Okay, so then I filled in my numbers. 10 times 12, that's my length and my width, which is 120 times 14 is 1680. Then we divided that by 3 and got 560 inches cubed. Any questions? Okay, level 2. The triangular pyramid shown below has a volume of 44 cubic meters. What is the height of the pyramid? Do we know the height? No, we do not know the height of the pyramid. That means that H, volume equals area of the base times height divided by 3. We don't know this. Okay? Do we know the volume? What is it? So 44 equals. Do we know the area of the base? Did it give it to us? No, but can we figure it out? Yes, they gave us the information to figure it out. What is it?
3 meters.
3 times 8, right? But what kind of shape is that? What kind of shape is the base? A triangle. So triangles are always base times height divided by 2. Okay? So it's going to be 8 times 3 divided by 2. 8 times 3 is what? 24. 24 divided by 2 is 12. So it's going to be 44 equals 12. That's the area of the base times the height divided by 3. Again, I got 12 because I did 3 times 8 divided by 2 because this is a triangle. And the area of a triangle is always base times height divided by 2 for a triangle. All right, so now I have to work backwards because I already have the volume. That means I have to work backwards. And so if I was to solve this, it would be 12 times the height divided by 3. So the last thing I would do before I find the volume is divide by 3. So when I'm working backwards, the first thing I'm going to do is undo that division. So what's the inverse of division? Yes, sir. Multiplication. So instead of dividing by 3, I want to take this whole thing, because again, the whole thing is being divided by 3. So I'm going to take the whole thing and multiply by 3. And so what happens is that cancels out. If you divide something by 3, I'm sorry, if you multiply something by 3, and you divide it by 3, or vice versa, they cancel out. If I have $1, and I multiply that dollar by 3, what do I have now? If I divide by 3, what do I have now? Back at $1. So they cancel out. All right, so whatever I do to one side of an equation, Justin, down. Whenever I do the one side of an equation, I do where? To the other side. So I also multiply by 3 on that side. And so now we need to do 44 times 3 to see what that is. What is 44 times 3? 132. So we can say 132 equals 12 times h. I don't get rid of this. I bring it down. 132 equals 12 times h. What do I do now? I divide by 12 because this is 12 times h. The inverse is to divide by 12. Divide by 12. What is 132 divided by 12? So 11 is equal to the height. The height is 11. Does that make sense? Okay. Let's go to the next one. Level 3. Yukiko has 10,000 cubic centimeters of sand. She pours it into the pyramid as shown. What fraction of the pyramid did she fill up with sand? So we're trying to figure out how much this thing can hold because we want to know what fraction of sand is she putting in there. So the first thing we need to do is figure out how much volume does that pyramid have in the first place. So we're going to solve it just like we would any other pyramid. What kind of pyramid is it? Rectangular or triangular? Triangular. So the equation is volume equals area of the base times height divided by 3. I can be specific and say volume equals base times height divided by 2 times the height of the pyramid all divided by 3. Why am I doing base times height divided by 2? Because my base is a what?
Triangle.
My base is a what? Triangle. Okay, I'm asking what's at the bottom of that pyramid. It will be like me asking, if I'm asking Joey, hey, what kind of shoes do you have on? Yeah, his shoes it's at the bottom of his body, correct? So it's the same thing. It's like what's at the bottom of that pyramid? Okay, what kind of shoes does it have? In this case, triangle. And so now we need to find the area of that triangle. And in order to do that, it's base times height divided by 2. And then we multiply times the height of the pyramid. And then we divide by 3. Okay, so the base and the height of my base is what? What's the base of my base? 40, okay. So volume equals 40. What's the height of my base? No. Height of the base is here. 30. And then we take that and divide by 2. And then what's the height of my pyramid? 60. So we multiply that by 60. And then we divide it out by 3. Okay, so 40 times 30 is what?
120.
Not 120. 1,200. Divided by 2 is 600. Okay, multiplied by 60 is 36,000. Just multiply 6 times 6 is 36, and then 3 zeros, so 36,000. Okay, and then so 36,000 divided by 3 would be what? 12,000, because 3 into 36 is 12, and you add the zeros. So my answer is 12,000 centimeters cubed. Okay, but that's the volume, right? But that's not what they're asking us. They're saying if I put in 10,000 cubic centimeters of sand, what fraction of the entire thing is that 10,000? So the way we do it is we're going to say, let me scoot that back a little bit. We're going to say, well, she put 10,000 out of a total of how much? 12,000. She put 10,000 out of a total of 12,000. Now, we notice these zeros. It has 3 zeros. Both of them do, right? So we can cross them out together. And what does that leave? 10 twelfths. Can I simplify 10 twelfths? By what number? by 2. 2 goes into 5. I'm sorry, 2 goes into 10. 2 goes into 12. So the fraction is 5 over 6. 5/6. All right, so that's how much of the pyramid she took up with the 10,000 cubic um, centimeters of sand. All right, so you guys are going to do the we do section, bam, 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 in class. And then the you do is something you're going to do for homework unless you have time in class to do it. But these three are due by the end of class. Does that make sense? I'm going to upload the video right now so you can go back and refer to the video if you get stuck and you don't have to wait on me to go around the room. You can just watch the video. All right. Also, when you get home, for the homework portion, if you need to refer back to it, you can.